For the doers,
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine.
More than 97% of our graduates' employers who've responded to our survey say they would hire another Walden graduate. Career advancement opportunities are waiting for you. Visit waldenu.edu today.
for the doers, the change makers, the moms and dads, for all those seeking a better future. Walden University has been advancing remote learning for more than 50 years. With a degree from Walden, you can make an even greater...
At Walden University, we get the W.
We create opportunities, not wait for them.
We look forward, not back.
We focus on what matters.
Learn the skills to get us there, and do it on our time.
Now, it's your time.
Get the W.
Walden University. Set a course for change.
There are millions of people who've been suffering from chronic illness symptoms for years, and the reason is because they're ignoring the one thing that affects their health more than anything: their home. Water-damaged homes can grow mold, and that mold can create a poisonous chemical called a mycotoxin. Now, mycotoxins stay in homes after mold has been remediated and removed, and traditional cleaning chemicals aren't powerful enough to break them down.
Look at any photograph from 1970s America. A crowded beach on a hot summer day, a city sidewalk on a Monday morning, a school cafeteria at lunchtime, a shopping mall on a Saturday afternoon. Notice anything? Nobody is fat. Not just a few people, not just the athletes, everyone. The dads, the moms, the teenagers, the kids, the grandparents, an entire nation of slim people eating hamburgers, drinking Coca-Cola, going to McDonald's, and never once counting a single calorie. How did they do it? And what happened to us? That is exactly what this video is about. In 1970, only 13% of American adults were considered obese. Today, that number is 42%, nearly triple in just 50 years. And here is the part that should stop you cold. Americans in the 1970s were not disciplined fitness fanatics. They were not on special diets. They were not counting macros or doing intermittent fasting. They ate white bread, butter, red meat, whole milk. They went to McDonald's. They drank Coke, and they were slim. Something changed between then and now. Not the food itself, at least not entirely. Something deeper changed. The entire way Americans lived their daily lives, and once you understand what that world actually looked like, you will never look at your dinner plate the same way again. In 1970s America, dinner came from the kitchen, not from a drive-through window, not from an app on your phone, not from a freezer box with a microwave symbol on the side. Mom cooked every single night. Meatloaf on Monday, pork chops on Wednesday, a whole roasted chicken on Sunday that became soup on Monday, and sandwiches on Tuesday. Nothing was wasted. Every meal was built around stretching ingredients as far as they could go. And because someone stood at that stove for an hour, portions were controlled, naturally, without thinking about it. You ate what was cooked, you cleaned your plate, and then dinner was over. Nobody drove to McDonald's at midnight. Nobody ordered a second pizza. There was no second pizza. The kitchen closed after dinner, and that invisible boundary kept an entire generation slim without anyone ever trying. Here's something that will genuinely surprise you. A McDonald's regular Coca-Cola in 1970 was 7 ounces. Today, a medium Coke is 21 ounces and a large is 30. The original McDonald's hamburger weighed 1.6 ounces. Today's quarter pounder is 4 ounces before cooking, and that is considered the small option. A standard dinner plate in the 1970s was 9 inches across. Today, the average dinner plate is 12. Same food, 40% more of it, every single day for 50 years. Nobody sat down and decided to become overweight. The world around them simply kept putting more on the plate, and the human brain, wired since prehistoric times to finish what is in front of it, obliged every single time. We did not become less disciplined. The portions became less reasonable. In 1970s America, there were 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That was it. No mid-morning snack, no afternoon handful of chips, no protein bar at 4 p.m., no mindless eating in front of the television at 10 at night. If you were hungry between meals, your mother said the same 4-word every American child saw and heard 1,000 times growing up: wait until dinner. And you did, because there was nothing to eat. The pantry was not full of individually wrapped snack foods. The refrigerator did not have 14 kinds of yogurt. There was food for meals, not food for boredom. And that gap between meals, that ordinary, unremarkable hunger, was doing something remarkable to American waistlines. It was keeping them small. Today, the average American eats or drinks something every 2.5 hours. That is not hunger, that is habit. And it is a habit that did not exist in 1970. In the 1970s, children went outside after school and did not come back until the streetlights came on. No one organized it. No parent drove them to practice. No coach scheduled the activity. They just went outside and moved. They rode bikes for miles. They played pickup baseball in the empty lot down the street. They built forts. They ran. They climbed trees. They got scraped knees and came home filthy and exhausted. And they did this every single day for the entire summer. The average 1970s child walked or biked to school. Today, fewer than 1 in 10 do. And those kids were not doing this for fitness. They were not burning calories on purpose. They were just living. Moving was simply what children did, because the alternative, sitting inside staring at a screen, did not exist yet. That daily effortless movement burned thousands of calories a week without a gym membership, without a fitness tracker, without anyone even noticing. Open a 1970s refrigerator and here is what you would find: milk, real whole milk, eggs, butter, a block of cheese, leftovers in a covered dish, last night's pot roast or a bowl of soup that would become tonight's dinner, maybe a bottle of Coca-Cola for the weekend, 1 bottle for the whole family. What you would not find: individually packaged snack packs, 6 flavors of flavored yogurt, a drawer full of energy drinks, pre-made frozen meals for every night of the week. The 1970s refrigerator was stocked for cooking, not for grazing. Food was an ingredient, not entertainment. And that single difference between a kitchen built for cooking, and a kitchen built for constant snacking, explains more about America's weight gain than almost anything else. In 1970, the average American consumed about 40 pounds of added sugar per year. Today, that number is 152 pounds, nearly 4 times as much. In the 1970s, soda was a treat. You had it at a birthday party, at a baseball game, at a summer cookout. Not at every meal, not in a giant cup with free refills, not in your lunchbox every single day. And high fructose corn syrup, the cheap, intensely sweet ingredient that now appears in everything from bread to ketchup to salad dressing, barely existed yet.
Rewrite real quick with AI in Acrobat Studio. Select any text from your PDF, keep it short and snappy, or make it more thorough. Edit it right in your PDF. Adobe Acrobat Studio.
Dressing barely existed yet. It became widely used in American food in the early 1980s, and within a decade, the obesity rate began its long, steep climb. Coincidence? The scientists who have studied this question for the last 40 years do not think so. When sweetness was rare, it was something you noticed, something you appreciated, something you did not consume by the pound without realizing it. In 1970s America, adults moved all day long without ever calling it exercise. Dads mowed the lawn with a push mower. Moms carried groceries home from the store. Workers stood at assembly lines and loading docks for 8 hours a day. There were no riding lawnmowers in every garage, no leaf blowers, no robotic vacuums. If the house needed cleaning, someone cleaned it by hand on their knees with a bucket and a mop. The average American in 1975 walked nearly 50% more per day than Americans walk today, not because they were trying to be healthy, but because the world required it. Cars were less common, suburbs were less spread out, everything was slightly harder, and that friction, that small daily resistance, was burning calories constantly without anyone keeping score. The gym did not replace movement. Movement was already everywhere. Yes, McDonald's existed in the 1970s. So did Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Dairy Queen. But here is the difference. Going to McDonald's in 1975 was an event, a Friday night treat, a reward for something special, a birthday celebration, something that happened maybe once or twice a month, if that, not 3 times a week, not on the way home from every practice, not every Tuesday because nobody felt like cooking. And the food itself was different. Smaller portions, simpler ingredients, no supersizing, no value meals engineered to make you eat more than you intended. Just a hamburger, some fries, and a small Coke. It was a treat, and treats, when they are actually rare, do not make you fat. It was the moment fast food stopped being a treat and became a habit that everything changed. Something shifted in America in the 1980s. Actually, several things shifted at exactly the same time. High fructose corn syrup entered the food supply and made everything cheaper and sweeter. Both parents entered the workforce, and home cooking became something that happened less and less. Portion sizes began creeping upward at every restaurant in America. Television watching increased, children spent more time indoors, and snack food companies discovered that individually packaged portions sold more product than anything else. Drive-through windows multiplied, frozen dinners improved, delivery became easier. None of these changes were dramatic, none of them felt dangerous. Each one alone was barely noticeable. But together, over 10 years, then 20, then 30, they quietly, completely transformed the way Americans ate and moved, and the waistlines in the old photographs began to look like something from another world. The people in those 1970s photographs were not special. They were not more disciplined than us. They did not have better genetics. They were not trying harder. They were simply living in a world that made staying slim the path of least resistance. A world where food was cooked at home, where portions were modest, where children played outside, where snacking between meals was not even a concept, where sugar was a luxury and movement was unavoidable. They did not count a single calorie. They did not track their steps. They did not read nutrition labels or follow wellness influencers or subscribe to meal delivery kits. They just lived. And that way of living, simple, unoptimized, completely taken for granted, kept an entire nation naturally and effortlessly slim. We did not lose our willpower. We lost the world that made willpower unnecessary. If this video made you think or made you a little nostalgic for a simpler time, hit subscribe, because next time we are going somewhere else in vintage America, somewhere you have not been in a while, and somewhere that will make you feel exactly like this again. See you there.
It's super simple. Grab your AARP membership today. Join now.
Look at this couple.
Home and house, two very different things. Home is where I have my family and I'm closest to my sister, so wherever she is. I want my people around me sometimes whenever I feel like sharing something. So I think it comes from there. Because we always had people around us. The one language that I would want to welcome you all in to my house will be Punjabi. So, ji aaya na.
Big smile first before we start talking. Okay.
So home while growing up was 2 BHK space with 1 bathroom, 1 toilet, 1 kitchen for 8 of us. It actually felt like so much of celebration every day. When you come back home, there'll be everybody asking you, "Kaisa raha aaj ka din?" I didn't even know the concept that there is something called personal space. You don't realize you're missing your own space because you don't know it exists. So my house is actually like a world tour. And it's amazing how one staircase can take you from the subcontinent to the European continent. So we are so particular about how our house looks from the inside, but I think context is set when someone comes to your house. After moving to Bombay, I saw this culture where people remove shoes and come in the house. So hence the bench. Just so that you can feel nice about yourself before you enter my house, I have a welcome note. You look nice today. Welcome to my little Europe in India. I mean, you will see a clock or watch in every room, every corner of the house, because I've always lived by this thing in my life that if you don't value time, there'll come a time that the time will not value you. When we got this wall done recently, I started referring to it as Asian Paints ki wall, because Asian Paints ko dikhate na swatches of different colors put next to each other. You can choose which color from. Then all these things you see on top of it, they've been collected from different parts of Europe while we traveled with empty suitcases and got back all this kind of stuff. My chacha and my dad, I've seen them so thick that I think that very unknowingly it has come into us as well. When I started working, basically, I got my sister to travel with me to Hyderabad when I was working there, and then I got her with me to Mumbai. And we've been staying together because we have to stay together. This is my green area. Actually, a very big reason for me to take up this apartment was the fact that it has balconies, which is a rarity in Mumbai. In my entire apartment, the floor upstairs and downstairs, I have 137 plants. But the most prized possession that I'm extremely proud of is my avocado plant. And I love my plants, and thankfully they love me back because I have a green thumb. You're about to enter my very personal space, my walk-in closet. So me and my sister always wanted a space where we could get ready without the stress of spoiling the room. So you will see the woodwork painted pink entirely. And there's always shortage of space for shoes. So we made this turntable shoe rack. So we have like different kind of shoes just stacked, but it's all rotating. Okay, what are you looking at? Just all the textures, designs, how we got the whole thing ready. I think the whole idea was that we go a little dark on the wood upstairs because we wanted it to be a stark difference from what we are doing down. Be it bricks, be it wood, so that there's a nice contrast and we have like two different places to be at. The 4 women paintings, I wanted these 4 women in particular. So I actually got them painted from a painter in like a pop art style. So a lot of like colorful lage wo, kyunki wo white wall pe hai. When I went to Jaipur, the whole idea was to bring up all these different windows, khidkiyas, jharoka, lanterns. The world map that I wanted in my house because we love to travel. When I was doing up the house, the most I had to think of was how will I do the walls, because just putting in furniture was the easiest stuff. Just how you do up your walls and your ceilings and stuff is something that you need to figure out first. And then everything else falls in place. So this is the India floor, which I happily call Pannu Pind. This is the living space where I chill with my friends. I have a lot of my meetings and narrations here. I double it up as my lounge and my workplace. So this is Fulkari, a very Punjabi touch to this house. Wanted to keep it as a centerpiece. Someone gifted it to me with a lot of love and it's extremely difficult. It's all handmade. This is the wall. I especially got painted because we wanted something personalized and something that reflects our life. I took up a small place in Hyderabad. So this is Hyderabad Charminar. I met my now husband, Matthias, us playing badminton, even though we actually never played badminton together, honestly, because I don't like to lose. So there's a lot of wood that you can see on this floor, and that's because there's a certain sense of earthiness and warmth that it brings with it. The most beautiful part of this room actually is this quotation. It's from Guru Granth Sahib, which reads, "Sukyu manda akhiye jit jamme rajan," basically which means how can you talk bad or look down upon someone who gives birth to kings. Basically talks about respecting women. I realized the power of fanfare too early in my career, in excess, in Telugu and a bit of it in Tamil as well. When I was in my second or third film and I was standing there in Rajahmundry, I remember, and I'm looking at these thousands of people gathered on the road to watch. They've really come to see me. And then I remember someone told me, they're actually not your fan necessarily, but more like the fans of cinema. మీ ప్రేమ వల్ల నేను ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాను. మళ్ళీ కొంచెం సేపు తర్వాత నేను మీ ముందు రాబోతున్నాను. They say हर घर कुछ कहता है. If my house walls could speak, they'd say, come to me. Because I feel I've made a house that is warm and personalized enough for it to make me go back home every day. If you're inspired by our homes decor, go to beautifulhomes.com by Asian Paints for a lovely style guide. Sorry. Okay, we go. This is separate B-roll content.
We are happy. And you know what? Clap your hands. Ta ta ta. Okay, I'll just go. It's rolling.
I should. Home is the energy you build. No matter how hard your day has been outside, the moment you get back home, you get this sigh of relief and you're like, home sweet home. If you have the right energy, if you have the right things, if you have the right people around you, you can make any space your home. Home is where your heart is. Hi guys, this is Rakul.
And this is Jackie.
And you're watching us on Asian Paints, where the heart is.
Welcome to our home. Hey guys.
Come on in. The true meaning of home is something that you realize as you grow up. For me, it was when I moved and started living alone in Mumbai, and then when I had my own space in Hyderabad and I made that first home. I think that's when I understood the meaning of calmness, the meaning of what decor can do to your emotions and feeling, the sense of belonging that you can achieve through how your space looks. And now it's of utmost importance that everything at home is a reflection of who you are. This is, like you can see, my husband.
Namaste, kaise hain aap?
This is a space that we've both made together post-wedding. Your bedroom is your most sacred space. It's a mix of wood and lighter reflections, right? There's a lot of white wood as well. And the entire space gives a feeling of openness, and I think all the colors are reflective of that positivity.
She's brought a lot of warmth into the house. We love coming back to home. I don't know, there's this sense of calmness. It makes us feel cozy, it makes us feel warm. Both of us really like it, elegant yet simple.
Happy, bright home. Hi. Well, we're in the formal living room of our home. There's a lot of use of like pop colors, pop couches, there's yellow and there's green amidst the browns. We love use of wood because it gives you a sense of warmth, a sense of coziness, and that sort of comforting feel comes through. So now we're in my most favorite part of the house, which is this cozy room. I love how we've been able to bring this contrast of silver in the entire brown, beige tonal room. And I feel it's always nice when you're able to do that so that one thing stands out in your entire decor space. So this is the space that we use. You dance, you laugh, you sing, you eat food, and you chill like this. See, I've lived in cantonment. So for me, the colors are that white, and then there are green lawns, and I still remember how those houses felt. I think I get my love for fitness and wellness from home, but I'm so grateful and so thankful that my childhood has helped me in this choice of profession, and thanks to my parents, I've been able to do that. You know, actually, surprisingly, both of us, the belief is that the only place you truly live in is your body. And if you cannot take care of this, what's the point of taking care of everything materialistic, right? So I think both of us are great believers of body is temple, and just follow a lifestyle that we don't forcefully do, we love it.
For me, I think the word wellness and home, it starts from here first, right? Because if it's here, then you make it happen, like Rakul said, right? So it all has to start here. Where there's a will, there's a way.
So I'm going to show you guys a little something of how we actually got to making our own space. I want to show you one of my most favorite spaces actually is converting a complete bachelor vibe into like our chill lounge and a small dining area. And this is the other side of that space, which has a lot of use of wood. Like it's literally like a cuddle, like hugging a pillow. And this is our bedroom. There's a lot of beige, and then we've broken it with olive green. That was our pick. Like we have an olive green couch, which sort of adds color to the entire wooden room. And then my next most favorite place is this terrace. And this is just beautiful. No matter how hard my day has been, no matter how exhausted you are, you just step out, take your coffee, take your drink, just sit down, and a lot of greenery because I think plants are really calming. If I had to suggest any 2 tips that you could use for your space is use of planters, adding that pop of greenery. If you have a small terrace or a small balcony, you could do that. Beautiful flowers, bougainvilleas, greenery, one sit out, single chair, just for your me time. I think it's beautiful. And like I spoke about breaking monotony with colors, maybe like a beautiful piece of art, like a bright color painting, which really lifts up your entire room. That would be my 2 bits. They say har ghar kuch kehta hai.
And if our walls could speak, they would say that we love our family.
Yeah, we're all about love, warmth,
happiness, friendship,
bond that we share, and the green tea that we share.
Cheers.
In the first 5-6 years of my career in Telugu, it was at all points 4 films at least. And a lot of my friends were from there. And just the fact that if an industry is giving you so much love, the least you can do is speak the language that's your bread and butter. And na kosam Telugu and na kosam Hyderabad aithe chala special. Endukante akkade na dream నిజమైంది యాక్టర్ అవ్వాలని పెద్ద స్క్రీన్ మీద ఉండాలని అండ్ ఆ ఆడియన్స్ నుంచి వచ్చిన ప్రేమ I think that's been very special. Andukane Hyderabad will always be very, very close to my heart. So yeah, like when you asked earlier what is home, I think home is where your people are. Like a building has never been home. People, it's your energy, and that's what it is. If you're inspired by our home's decor, then go to beautifulhomes.com by Asian Paints for the ultimate style guide.
My day begins by looking at this pretty face.
So our day begins. He's got me on that. I don't know what better to say.
Getting back into the groove takes baby steps. And sometimes that first step is just making it through the door. Momentum looks different for everyone, but it starts the same way, within. Join today at InShape.com.
हाँ जी चाचा जी, कैसा लगा मेरा नया पेंट हाउस? और सामने वाला पेंट हाउस देखना यार, कितना ऊपर है? 25th फ्लोर। चाचा जी वो सिर्फ पेंट हाउस ऊपर है, ये बिल्डिंग हर चीज में ऊपर है, लोकेशन, लेआउट, अमेनिटीज, कॉस्ट। झटपट बोल यार, मुझे पता है, जितना ऊंचा फ्लैट उतनी ऊंची कीमत, इसलिए नहीं लिया ना। ग्रीन एरिया, मिनी थिएटर, ये सब का कॉस्ट एड अप होता है। अच्छा, अब समझा। लास्ट मूवी हिट थी।
Same pin code, different prices. It's due to the layout, amenities, and more. Birla Estates presents Real Advice with Vicky Kaushal.
Hi, I'm Purna Qureshi, and welcome to my house. My idea of home is having a space that I can call mine and relax. I have an obsessive compulsion of drinking green tea. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I have an addiction. I really enjoy dancing to hip hop. It's the most fun for me to dance to that kind of music. That's really what I do in my downtime. I just take it easy and chill. I was looking for a place in Bombay and I saw 30 apartments. I almost gave up. Finally, I saw this place and I was like, it's very open. I feel like I can breathe in here, and I just love the fact that there's so much light. It makes such a big difference to my mood. My father is so sweet. He loaded a truck from Delhi with all the furniture that we already had. So I cherish his house even more because I know that he's come and he's placed everything himself. Okay, so just taking you through my apartment, my living room. It's actually, I spend a lot of time here because it's my place to chill. I have my stack of magazines here. Friends make fun of me that like I only keep my own magazines that I'm on the cover of in my apartment, but that's not true. The most personal things that I have in my apartment are my photos. They're the only things that have memories attached to them and have some sentimental values. This here is one of my favorites. So my mother is extremely beautiful. She comes out really nice when she knows that nobody is taking a photo of her. So it has to be candid. So this is one of her candid photos, which I love. I think she looks really natural and pretty here. This probably is my favorite part, the view. You enter and that openness, that really airy, spacious feeling, I think comes because of these windows and the light. They're the most beautiful sunsets from here. Every evening, almost every evening, I see a beautiful sunset. This is the longest couch known to mankind. It's never ending. Actually, a lot of people can sit here and I love that. I really like neutral colors in the house. I like beiges and off-whites. I think it makes the home more peaceful. It just looks elegant. So this is my dining area. I use my dining table more for work than for eating. Usually I just take my laptop here and I'm doing all my emails and I have like 10,000 things when I'm trying to work. Another fact in my house, which is always true, is that you will find some sort of amazing baked yumminess. So my house is always full of really yummy things that I really should not be eating, but I can't help it. So good. Now let's go to a room where I actually spend a lot of my time. It's a room full of clothes and makeup and shoes, and it's basically every girl's like daydream. So this is my makeup room. I spend not 1/3, maybe 1/5 of my day here. I really spend a lot of time here. I'm always getting ready for some event. I'm always here. I love this makeup station, and I keep a bunch of my clothes here, which I'm about to wear. So this dress I love. It's Pernia Qureshi label. Something I made myself. It was last year, spring, summer, and it's such a pretty girly dress, so easy to wear. Absolutely love it. I love my shoes. I actually need them all laid out. This is by my new favorite brand. It's called Aquazara, the new brand to watch out for. So I love my shoes. If I need to post an outfit from Pernia's pop-up shop, I post it right here. It's my selfie station. So here we go. And we're done. Polaroid camera. Okay, it's been ages since I've seen one of these. And I'm going to shoot a couple of my favorite things and spots around the house. So let's take them against my favorite flowers. Shape it like a Polaroid picture. Here we go. How can I not take a Polaroid selfie? That is an absolute must. If I had to sum up my house in 5 elements that I absolutely love about this house and what makes this house, I would say firstly the dining table, windows of my living room, all the photo frames, makeup station, and my couch. I definitely feel like home is where the heart is. I remember so well growing up, my sister and I would like race that who would get into the house sooner and who would go hug my mom first. Having that environment at home, which is relaxing and welcoming and warm, is so important. And I grew up with that environment. All my friends who do come and who come and visit and hang here, they always say that my apartment is warm and welcoming, and that's exactly what a home should be.
heart in whatever I've done, be it the way I look, be it my career choices, or the home that I live in. And no matter how busy it gets, no matter how tough it gets, it always feels great to come home to my family. Hi, I'm Mandira Bedi, and welcome to my home. We call this Rama. 17 years ago, when I got married, I moved into my husband's home, which was a sweet little 2-bedroom apartment. And it was small, it was a little cramped. We were looking to move to a bigger place. And around that time, there was a broker who showed us this plot of land. It was a plot of land which had a half-finished swimming pool on it. It was available, it was for sale. And this place had a very nice vibe to it, at least for us. It felt really nice. It felt like it had a good vibe. Even though, Vastu-wise, plot of land that is almost triangular. You know, people don't buy things like this, but we still went ahead and bought it and we built on it. And literally in 6 months, we had the structure standing. And it took us another 6 months to keep doing stuff and getting the place ready. As and when money came, as and when we could afford to do upgrades, we upgraded. It was a work in progress for about a year. We didn't have an architect or an interior designer to actually tell us what we could do with the interiors. All the good things that happened while making this house and all the mistakes that happened were all ours. And that's how this house was made. It's got a lot of history. When I started out, it was all about matching. Right from the gate, to the railings, to the dining table, to the dining chair, to the lamp was this one piece of wrought iron that we used. I still need some colors and some synergy to be there. I kind of worked my cushion covers based on this painting. And when this piece of art changes, which might be rather soon, we'll have another bunch of cushions and another bunch of colors dominating this room. This table, the coffee tables, and the sofas have been around from day one. That fixed bar, which is cemented onto the ground, that hasn't changed either. That's withstood the test of time. That's what makes up our living room at the moment. Who knows what it'll look like 5 years from now. So let's move up to the second level, but I want you to take a look at this lovely wall. It's the photograph wall. And so there are loads of pictures from way back when. Somewhere along the way with the new friends we made, they used to come and look at these pictures and say, where are we? So I had to add a couple of frames to keep it a little updated. Since this is a house in levels, there are many landings, and we wanted to make our landings really interesting. We thought this is a nice place to let light in as well, and we wanted to put asymmetrical windows. This is something I bought from South Africa when I went to do my cricket for the first time. On ostrich eggs, they make these globes. But this is one space where there's absolute and total chaos. What can you find here? Well, there are lots of bestsellers. My husband loves reading bestsellers and Jeffrey Archer's, and he loves Harry Potter as well. I, on the other hand, have a crazy mix of books, spiritual and self-help books. Books like, creative visualization, and lots of books by Louise Hay. Lots of books on cricket. So wherever I find space, I put my books, and they're of all shapes and sizes, and that's why the chaos. And the newest addition to this bookshelf are books on parenthood, baby and child care. But my son is now 5 years old, and these baby books don't help. I need to give them away, and here's where his room is. And this here is Veer's room. There's a little bit of color. At one point, his favorite vehicle was an auto rickshaw, so I found this really cute cushion cover which has an auto rickshaw on it, and scooters and cars and rockets and hot air balloons and school buses. We have a photographer friend who's taken some lovely pictures of him and me, so we have these up on the walls. Not many people know I was born in Calcutta. Therefore, my name, Mandira. Obviously, the Calcutta influence was very, very strong. After Calcutta, we lived in Delhi for a little bit, and then came to Bombay at the age of 5. And when my dad retired and moved to Delhi, that's when I stayed on, and that's when I started working, and that's when Shanti happened, the first ever daily soap on Indian television. speaking of homes, I must tell you, when I started working, I rented a small little, it was not even an apartment, it was a small one room. And coming from a beautiful home to move into this one room, not even kitchen, just one room and a washroom, that's how I started. That's how I started, my working life. And then when I got married, I moved into the 2-bedroom apartment, and then after that, we built a house. So that's what the progression has been over the years. This over here is a painting I had made for my husband's, our 15th anniversary, running successfully for 15 years. This is very indicative of our relationship. I'm always sitting on his head. I trouble him a lot. And ye dosti hum nahi todenge. He's my best friend. And Shole. Well, 5 elements I would say is firstly the shape of the plot. The second thing would be the various levels. So to use up all our FSI, we worked upwards. The third thing would be color. Color was a very dominant thing all through the house. The fourth thing would be all the choices. The good choices, the bad choices. But whatever it is, made up the house. Hey! Also, I saw truckers! Come in! Come here! And the fifth thing would be, can I tell you, the Buddhas. Buddha Ji is all over our house, right? So many paintings. Yeah, so many paintings, so many statues of Buddha Ji. And Veer also likes to close his eyes and meditate like Buddha Ji. So, cheers, Raj. Cheers, Veer. Cheers. The story of my life in 3 words, sink or swim. And that includes this house as well. It used to be a swimming pool. Even though the swimming pool doesn't exist anymore, we're still swimming. The monsoon was on and there were 2 friends of ours. One was a corporate guy and the other one was Madhavan. He and this other friend of ours called Pasha and Raj and I, in the rains, we went up to the terrace. It was just the structure was standing. None of the rooms were ready. And we were thinking, let's call this house something. It was 4 of us who, at that point, had that moment saying, how about Rama? That's a nice name. And it's an amalgam of both your names. And it makes for a lovely name for the house. Listen, suppose I end by saying the only thing I worry about is I hope nobody uses this as an ashtray. I don't know what I've done. The lights have gone off completely.
I think it's fine.
Bluebee! Up! No. Up! She'd rather chase her own thing.
A filmy background at all. My father's a neurosurgeon, my mother's an anesthetist. My mother always wanted to be an actor. So it's probably passed on to me from her. And I always wanted to be an actor. Hi, I'm Radhika Apte and welcome to my home. You're watching me on Asian Paints, where the heart is. Asian Paints, where the heart is. Hi, please come in. I'm just making my breakfast because I can't do without breakfast. Quite healthy. Yeah, I'm gonna have my breakfast. I think there's beauty in everything. Absolutely everything. When you're resilient, when you have compassion and openness and kindness, then you are beautiful. It depends on what you choose to see. Benedict, who's now my husband, gave me the courage because he knew a lot of people in Bombay and said, just let's go to Bombay and try and make this happen. And by then I had started getting shown in the city and all that. And then I did make the effort to come here and make this my home. He has a great sense of which house to live in because he looks at the light and he's better at imagining what the house could be turned into. I'm better at turning it into that thing. Are very important things for me. When you wake up, you need to have light in your house. So I always look for houses where there is going to be enough light. I have lots of plants. That's because I've grown up around trees, so I like to have plants around me. This house has higher ceilings, which makes it look a little more breathing area and spacious. Then my teacher in school used to paint her fans with different colors, which I still want to do, but I'm still contemplating exactly what color and when. But instead of that, I started painting my doors with different colors. So I have different colored doors. So if somebody asks me, can I use your loo? I go, purple door. So yeah, I think lots of borrowed ideas. I got some pieces of furniture that belonged to my grandmother, my parents. Small pieces like a chair or, like a stool. So we're in the living room. As you can see, I like the old furniture. I told you this is like some old stuff that I picked it up from the shops here and some in Pune. Like this is very old and I really love it. I keep all the spare things there hidden. This chair is very special because we got this chair made. This was actually one of the first pieces of furniture that I got made with my own money. Mostly because my mum loves it. She finds it extremely perfect to sit on this and extremely comfortable. It's her spot. I don't sit there, Benedict doesn't sit there. My mum, whenever she visits, she sits here or some friends. As I told you, the 3 pieces of furniture that belong to my grandmother and I took them. This is one of them. And as I explained to you that I hoard memories and I can't let go of things. And this is something I'll never let go. It reminds me of her. The smell of the wood reminds me of her. Sometimes the dust on it reminds me of her. This used to be a balcony, which we've taken in. And this is one of my favorite spots because I open this completely and there's such great, lovely breeze that comes in spite of it being Bombay. And in monsoons, it's even better. So I get my tea. My night teas happen here with this light on. So I think this space is just one of the most important spaces for me. I had painted this aqua green-ish and then I went and I saw this color and I really loved it. And then the color was called Blue Clover and Clover is one of my closest friends that I have. And I was like, Clover, this is for you. This is my bedroom. We have a big bed so that you can just stretch and make yourself comfortable. All these wardrobes are mine. And that one wardrobe there is Bened's. That's it. Yeah, he has hardly any clothes and I have lots of clothes. This is the only full-length mirror that I have in the house. I put them so that the space becomes bigger. They reflect things, they reflect light in a certain way. This is my spare room. This is a sofa cum bed for guests. So you can see how we welcome guests so much. This is all not very well kept, but I bought this throw recently. I like to have throws on my sofa because I like to fall asleep on a sofa. This wall, is bright yellow, mango yellow, because I'm going to have this wall filled with paintings, like all kinds of paintings. So there'll be a day when this will be completely filled with paintings. But I'm going to wrap with showing you the last section of my house where my work and my personal life sort of merge. This This is my small, tiny room where I get ready, where I get my hair and makeup done for lots of events or look tests or auditions and whatnot. Sort of makes me sort of have that distance from my private space to my workspace. So I get ready and literally exit. And make this into a better home and a place that will welcome people and make people feel comfortable. I think that's where my heart lies. If people come home and feel like that, then that's great. These are the few questions that you've asked me, so I'm going to answer them. I have never used my celeb status to get away with free service. I am starstruck by Benedict Cumberbatch. My food weakness is, oh my God, there are lots of them. Cakes, banana chips, a few things which I can't tell you. One thing that I am scared of, feeling insecure. One makeup disaster is when people put too much makeup on my face and I'm in a very bad mood to tell them not to. That doesn't make sense, but that does make sense to people who know what I'm talking about. Bollywood song that I want to dance to. Yahan ke hum Sikandar, chahe to rakh le sabko. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Asian Paints, where the heart is.
In more breaking news out of Melbourne, a woman has died after a single vehicle crash in the city's southeast. The vehicle in Hampton Park reportedly lost control and crashed into a tree near Hallam and Pound Roads just before 3 o'clock. The driver unfortunately died at the scene and she is yet to be identified.
Water-damaged buildings can contain mycotoxins, poisonous chemicals that mold releases when it grows. Traditional mold tests miss these toxins. Traditional mold remediation leaves them behind.
Hi lads, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Tom Harlock and I do not have an intro. But I do have 2 eyes and the gift of sight, so I couldn't help but notice that you're a dense, revolting mess who's completely lacking in any enthusiasm for life. You need a detox, you big bunged up tragedy. And luckily for you, I've got just the thing. It's a sopping wet, completely unique and natural tea. It's going to help remove all those toxic brain cells and provide you with energy and AIDS weight loss. If any of this sounds familiar, or this.
If you want to join me on the journey, I will have a link in the bio as well for joining my team.
Or this, then you've probably had a close encounter with a boss babe. And if you've been the one to send these messages, then I'm so sorry to break it to you, darling, but you're in a pyramid scheme. Don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger. and a concerned citizen. Boss babe culture has exploded over the last decade alongside the rise of social media. Nowadays, an internet connection is all that's needed to be able to contact the shite load of people at just the press of a button. Miserable, innit? Honestly, take me back to the 12th century before any of this happened. I'll take my chances with the Black Death, because in all honesty, the real plague are these essential oil selling Huns. You can't get away from them. From Facebook Lives to Instagram stories, they're even invading TikTok. That was my sacred place.
This is a makeup tutorial. I'm a yellow status presenter with Unique.
Bloody hell, love. If you hate yourself enough to join a makeup pyramid scheme, at least love yourself enough to learn how to use the shite, honestly. I'm sure that many of us have received a sales pitch from some lass we barely know, offering us the business opportunity of a lifetime. And I'd like to think that most of us are aware that the aforementioned opportunities are scams, schemes and shite. But what happens when the boss babe, jumping in your DMs and encouraging you to take the leap of faith and join her multi-level marketing company as a side hustle, has, seemingly, the perfect life, posting photos all over Facebook of luxury cars she's driving, glamorous events she's attending and second homes she's purchasing? If it works for her, why can't it work for you? And all you have to do is buy a starter kit and send a few messages. What's the worst that could happen, eh? What could go wrong? Well, it turns out, absolutely everything.
If you love to work the hardest you can and implement everything that you've been trained to do, and it's still not working, and you're like, why is it not working for me? And you're told that you're just not cut out to run a business, and your hard enough just isn't good enough, then honey, come on in!
I've wanted to make a video on this subject since I've started my channel, and I've briefly touched upon the topic when I've gone undercover as a yummy mummy. But with all the worldwide drama that 2020 is offering us, more people than ever are struggling to put clothes on their back, food on the table, and pay the bills. And being backed into a financial corner like this often activates desperation mode in people. And by people, I do just mean women, because over 75% of the MLM workforce are ladies, a percentage not too far off my demographic. And I couldn't sit back and continue to let you ladies be sucked into a business opportunity when all along the business opportunity was you. My mission today is to convince anybody who is thinking about joining an MLM to think twice, and anybody who is currently participating in one to get out as quick as bloody possible. But before I do start, if you enjoy this video at any time and you don't press the like and subscribe button, that's absolutely fine. I'm so sorry about the accident, but if you could just nub the buzzer and get the nurse to press it for you, I would really appreciate it. Now, sit back, relax, take a sip of your Herbalife, pop a few drops of calming lavender essential oils all over your labia minora, and let's get into the video. To comprehend Boss Babes, you need to understand what an MLM is, a multi-level marketing company, and how it differs as a business structure from pyramid schemes.
So our goal here, guys, is to get you guys profitable as soon as possible. If you're making more money than you're spending, you never quit. You win, we all win, and that's how the business works.
And for the sanity of my future self reading the comments on this video, I feel like I need to provide a little bit of clarification. Let's say you're offered the opportunity to become an early member of an investment club. To join this club, you have to pay £50 monthly fees and recruit 6 other people to join with you. You're encouraged to ask your friends and family, but in return for recruiting these 6 people, you receive 10% of any monthly membership fees that they put into the pot. And even better, any people that they recruit, you receive 5% from them. And any people they recruit, you get 3%. And if everyone recruits 6 people, we're gonna be a millionaire. Well, that's all well and good until you're 13 layers deep and the population of this pyramid exceeds that of the world. And that's how a pyramid scheme rises and then falls. But as all boss babes will be quick to tell you, MLMs are not pyramid schemes. In fact, MLMs are unfortunately very legal. The reason being is, supposedly, the money entering the business should not come from recruitment fees. It should be solely based down on product sales. For example, Herbalife sell all these shakes and shit. Unique sell makeup and things. LuLaRoe sell those leggings that smell like piss. When you work for an MLM, you're often considered an independent consultant who gets out what they put in. Any success is down to you, and failure is just a reflection of how truly incompetent and shit you actually are. When in reality, the only things that are shite are the products that you're trying to sell.
And it's supposed to be a nice one for children to help send them off to sleep.
Darling, if you want something portable, snortable, and gets you a bit loose and fun, I've got some brilliant shakes, oils, hair care, skin care, makeup, water. There's an MLM for books. Books! It's nothing sacred anymore.
Here is my...
Rewrite real quick with AI in Acrobat Studio. Select any text from your PDF, keep it short and snappy, or make it more thorough. Edit it right in your PDF. Adobe Acrobat Studio.
Oh, here is my new consultant.
MLMs thrive by convincing their workers that the harder they graft, the more likely they are to be a success. All you need to do is put the hours into the business, babe, and it'll work itself. You'll be a millionaire. But what you see isn't always the truth. Because nearly everybody who joins an MLM comes out the other side losing money, the respect of their friends and family.
Me decían, ¿y qué? ¿Y dónde está su sueño americano? ¿Y qué? ¿Dónde está su carro del año? ¿Y qué? ¿Dónde está su mansión? Ya servía de burla.
And even bloody hair, depending on which one you join.
A trendy shampoo that made all sorts of promises to its customers is once again under the microscope. In 2018, its users started reporting balding and scalp sores.
The whole entire work hard and you can't fail mentality is, in my opinion, a complete pile of bollocks that works by preying on the same logical fallacy that built the city of Las Vegas. If you are in an MLM pyramid scheme, yeah, there's no shame in admitting defeat. The next role isn't going to be the jackpot. You're not going to be the next yummy mummy Facebook millionaire by selling leggings to your 4 hometown friends watching your Facebook Live, 2 of which clicked the notification by accident and now they just feel too uncomfortable to leave.
Listen, y'all, do what I did in the beginning. Don't go to sleep until you get 5 sales a day.
The whole business is stacked against you and you are the customer all along. Please leave before you lose even more money. Avon, Arbonne, Sensi, Monet, Herbalife, Unique, that one where you're an estate agent, Young Living Essential Oils. The list goes on. Depending on where you are in the world, you may come across different MLM companies. But no matter where you go, you can't hide from the boss babes.
I kept getting messages from this girl on Instagram and she kind of pestered me for like 4 whole months.
I would be shocked and surprised if you told me somebody has never tried to sell you a product from one of the aforementioned. However, I'd call you an outright fucking liar if you told me that you've never been poached by a boss babe trying to rope you into a business opportunity. And the reason being is because it's almost impossible to succeed in an MLM without building a team and recruiting other members.
No sé cómo se haga dinero en Herbalife realmente. Lo único que nos decían es que reclutáramos a las personas.
Our structure is based on the power of 2. Y'all say power of 2. Power of 2. How many of y'all in here today know 2 people that like you? Yeah. At least 2. At least 2. Y'all don't care if it's your mama, your sister, your daddy, your cousin. You got 2, right? Right. Pay attention to this, y'all. Because if you get this, you about to take off.
Earning a £2 commission on every crusty mascara that you manage to guilt trip your colleagues into purchasing from you is not going to pay the bills. But if you receive a commission from every sale that your team member makes, and every sale that their downline makes, indirectly or not, well, if you try hard enough, you could be the boss babe rolling around in a Mercedes and going to the Maldives on Facebook and shit. All you need to do is put the graft in. Well, that's not exactly the case.
These companies are not set up for success. They're set up for 1% of people to make money and 1% of people to succeed and for everyone else to lose money. And I definitely realized that once I was involved in it after a while.
I think the best way of explaining how shitty these companies are is by giving you an example.
My husband is very against me selling LuLaRoe, and so is my family. And we fought for like 3 days about it. It's true. This is true.
Oh, don't worry, darling. I believe you. This is LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe has thousands of independent sellers nationwide.
To hear LuLaRoe co-founders Mark and Deanne Stidham tell it, their story is one of a successful family-run business built on hard work and creativity.
And luckily for us, a bunch of these sellers have made YouTube videos about their experience.
So to kind of sum up my experience with LuLaRoe, it was a hard pass for me. 0 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend. Don't waste your money.
And as far as MLMs go, It's pretty standard.
You like to make believe and pretend? You're gonna love LuLaRoe, because you get to wake up and make believe every day that you own your own business. How fun is that?
LuLaRoe is one of the many MLMs that are currently going through a multitude of lawsuits.
A $1 billion lawsuit filed in October alleges it's a pyramid scheme.
LuLaRoe is an American fashion retailer. Fashion? I feel a bit sick saying that LuLaRoe is fashion. Please take a look at their fucking clothes, honestly.
We have a clothing line that people love. They love its comfort. They love its versatility. They love the fashion.
LuLaRoe is known for its wacky prints and crazy style, but by far the most important piece in any LuLaRoe's kit are the leggings.
Leggings and leggings and leggings and leggings.
I'm sure you're wondering how much exactly all this minging shit is, and well...
You know, to become a LuLaRoe consultant, it does take an initial, somewhat big investment. It costs about $5,000, so that's an investment for most people.
I personally was lucky enough to get a no-interest credit card.
Would you like a shopping list full of benefits? Savings on gas and at restaurants and hotels, plus resources to stay healthy and fit, and to help manage your finances. Even a magazine. I mean, the list goes on and on. Thank me later. Join now.
Lucky enough to get a no-interest credit card, and it covered the whole entire amount.
$5,000 for those leggings? And you consider yourself lucky?
You see my face through the fabric? The price point of $28? You should be able to afford someone that sits on site and monitors the quality of the fabric and the construction. But they're not.
I am a former LuLaRoe consultant. I wanted to make a quick video. I know there are probably a ton of them out there because there are a lot of us leaving the company.
You're definitely not the only one. Scrolling YouTube, you can see thousands of ex-LuLaRoe employees talking shit on the company. It's brilliant. And if you think it sounds like a nightmare joining the company, wait until you hear what you have to do when you're in it.
The consultants are LuLaRoe's customers. And I think they lose sight of that sometimes.
Thank God I don't have a dad, because if I did and he was selling crusty leggings on Facebook Live, I'd have to block him. But honestly, thank God for LuLaRoe, because if not, this clip wouldn't exist, and I think it might be my favourite on the whole entire internet.
I'm just going to say this very politely. Christina Porter, you're not new at this. You've claimed 5 times before, and you've never paid your bill. You claimed again last night. Christina Porter, if you don't pay your invoice from last night, you will be removed from our shopping group.
Because more and more people were joining LuLaRoe, there were more and more sellers, which meant competitive pricing was necessary, putting tons of people out of bloody business.
You know, this company is only 3 years old, and right now it's having a huge influx of new consultants. It's growing like crazy.
Didn't think that through, did you, when you were recruiting for your downline?
And ultimately, at the end of the day, the market is completely oversaturated.
If you love working for a company that onboards new retailers at such a fast pace, all because they're just greedy and wanting to onboard so many new people to get that money super quick, then you need to join LuLaRoe, honey.
And I looked on the retailer map, and I looked at my state of Maryland, and there were almost 2,000 consultants. Maryland's not a very big state.
LuLaRoe doesn't want you to believe that because everyone has different inventory. That's a crock of shit.
Horrific, innit? And if you think this sounds a little bit like a cult, you're not the only one. And sometimes the line between the two does get a little bit blurry. NXIVM is an MLM, kind of, that wasn't about selling leggings as much as it was about selling self-improvement classes to the ultra-wealthy. Kind of like a budget Scientology, in the sense that Scientology had Tom Cruise and NXIVM had Alison Mack, who's known for playing some character I don't care about on a Superman-themed TV show. Ooh, A-lister.
At the heart of NXIVM training was something called intensives. It ran as long as 14 hours a day and for up to 16 days.
NXIVM 1000% blurred the lines between MLM and cult. You can read a lot about the information online, and a lot of it I can't mention in this video, but when I say it's weird, trust me when I say it's fucking weird.
And the first step is making a vow of obedience to her as me being a slave and her being my master.
Nobody is born a boss, babe. You're not in the womb itching to get out and post inspirational quotes, do everyone's head in. But when you join an MLM, you're indoctrinated and flooded with all this girl power propaganda shite. You need to curate, document, and smother your social media pages with the perfect life to essentially evoke envy in your friends, families, and colleagues and provoke them to join you on your business opportunity. You're also taught who to target, mainly women.
I kept getting messages from this girl on Instagram, and she kind of pestered me for like 4 whole months.
And you're encouraged to look for people who could do with a bit of extra cash. You know, the same people who can't afford the starter kits that you're about to sucker them into buying. But it doesn't matter, they can put it on their credit card, can't they? It'll pay for itself when they're a successful business owner. By the way, you don't own the fucking business. You don't pick the products, you don't pick the prices. And if you do, it's because they're discounted, because they're wholly in shit. That's why. It's because they're shit. The training you receive is just ridiculous. You're taught to copy-paste messages to your whole entire friendship group, host parties that are often just recruitment events disguised as gals' nights in. If you're in your 20s or 30s, you may remember your mum going to some lass's house when you were younger. Perhaps an Avon party or an Ann Summers get-together. Ooh, flirty. Ooh, an MLM recruitment tactic.
I started reaching out to people like crazy.
If you actually calculate how many business hours an MLM consultant puts into their business throughout the week, they get less than minimum wage by the end of the year.
They will tell you how great it is that you can just stay at home all day and play with your kids and play with makeup and you get paid. If only that were true.
Anyone that works for an MLM that wants to argue this, comment it down below and I'll put you to the floor. Bit aggressive. I won't put you to the floor unless we're at an Ann Summers party. You want a dild? You want a fucking dild? My favourite MLM tactic are the power hours that they hold, designed to motivate, inspire and encourage you boss babes to work your business as hard as you can. Basically, 20 MLM huns get on a Zoom call and the one with the worst hair that day reads out some Instagram motivational quotes whilst they all spam message as many people as possible. I actively encourage you guys to seek out some power hours on YouTube. It's a very fun laugh.
Hey guys, tell me where you are watching from. Let me hear you. I have my girl power hat on tonight.
I know I've talked about women being synonymous with MLMs, but there is a good reason for this. Women are primarily targeted by MLMs for a multitude of reasons. Firstly, ladies have been given the short end of the stick when it comes to nearly every aspect of man-made civilization. From law to religion, you're just more likely to have a good time in life if you're a bloke. Let's not beat around the bush. And it's this societal, communal shitting on women that has created this stereotypically nuclear family consisting of a man who goes out to work, earns the pennies, and a lady who just stays at home and is reduced to nothing more than a vessel for childbirth and cooking and cleaning and shit. It's awful, innit? Not saying I agree with it, but I can't argue facts, let's be honest, boys. It's a man's world. Multi-level marketing companies know this and exploit it. At the end of the day, if you want to be a boss, you can be a boss, but you don't have to be a boss babe. Let's get that clear. Go out and private label some makeup or something, stick your name on it and charge twice the price. Another group of people who are heavily exploited by the MLM industry are the Hispanic community, specifically by the company Herbalife.
Salir adelante y así es como la gente cae. Así como la gente cae en la trampa de Herbalife.
Military spouses are often preyed upon as well, because they move to new areas time and time again because their partner ships around the country, and in doing so they get introduced to these new MLM huns who prey on them, and by the time their business has failed, they fucked off to a different state, and another person has moved into their place who can take their spot in their downline.
If you ask someone what they do, they should ask you what you do back, right? So if someone asks you what you do, you have then got an in to bring up the business. So that's option one.
As soon as you remove the product from an MLM, it becomes a pyramid scheme. And when the product is shit, absolutely fucking shit, it might as well not exist.
Doesn't sound like right now or today is good for you. I'll call you back in a couple of days and maybe we can connect then. Now they're going to go to sleep and they're going to go, wow, what does Tanya have to show me?
The opportunity is presented to different groups of people depending on how the consultant assesses your needs to be.
You need to bring up the business and ask the question. Now this is so important.
If they think you're a bit poor, they're going to present the idea of quick cash. If you're a new mum, that's brilliant because you can work from anywhere. work from the comfort of your own bed. All you need is a Wi-Fi signal. Why would you go out to an office job like a normal person when you could be a boss, babe? Why would you choose to go to work and leave your kid in childcare, bonding with a stranger, allowing your husband room to cheat on you? Why would you do that when you could be a boss, babe, and sell pissy leggings on Facebook Live instead?
When I decided to quit, I was essentially told what a horrible person I was, how I was letting down my downline, my upline, Unique as a company.
And it's a combination of the pressure, training, and indoctrination that creates these relentless boss babes, harassing strangers into wasting their time and ruining their lives. And most importantly, abusing the humble emoji. Honestly, darling, if you need that many visual descriptors, just send a fucking voice note, you're doing my head in, and you're trying my eyes out. And if for any reason you're not convinced with what I've had to say today, if you're thinking of joining a specific MLM company, Google their name next to the word income disclosure statement. By taking a look at the income disclosure statement, you can see exactly how much money people in the business are making. One thing you will notice is it's very top heavy. If you're an early starter in the business or you've got a lot of people underneath you, you are likely to be making upward of $100,000. But 99% of people are not making absolutely fucking anything. In fact, the majority of people in an MLM lose money. You don't make back the initial investment that you put in your starter kit. And if you're watching this as a boss babe and you're not convinced that I've made any sense, let me ask you one final question. If your business is such a thriving success, why the fucking hell do you feel the need to bang on about it so much? Why on God's green earth is it your sole mission to recruit other people into this scheme? Answer me that, love. Is it because you realise that you can't make a business by selling those shite products by itself, and the only way to progress up the ladder, the financial triangle, is by recruiting other people into your downline, people who initially trusted you, and you're going to exploit that trust for the mere whispering, fleeting chance of financial gain? Fucking disgusting. Have a word with yourself, yeah? I do want to say this video is not about women who actually own their own business. This is specifically for ladies in an MLM, a multi-level marketing company, a fancy pyramid scheme. No one's buying your leggings. No one wants your Herbalife. Fuck off. Your essential oils are shit. Shit. Even YouTubers are being targeted. And if I'm honest, I feel like the next wave of MLM workers are going to be influencers that are out of business. Imagine if I made this video pro MLM, and instead of talking about how shit they are, I instead encourage you guys to join my Beachbody team. Thousands of you would. And that's not me calling you idiots, it's me saying that I'm convincing that only people who can be successful in MLMs nowadays, it's literally me. I'm the only person with the gift of the gab and the social connections.
I look good. Okay.
But don't worry, if I do ever start selling for an MLM, please know it's because I'm trying to scam you and I'm poor. I think that's all the time I've got for today's video, but if you did enjoy it, leave me a fat thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this in your subscription box. If you miss me in between uploads, you can follow me on Instagram at Tom_Harlock. I'd love to know your MLM horror stories, so just let me know down below in the comments if you've been a member of a scheme before. How did it work out for you? Well, I know you lost money, but apart from that, if you've got a friend or family member in an MLM and you want them to quit, send them this video. If they don't be convinced, that's fine. At least they get to see someone handsome for 20 minutes. I'd love to show you some of my MLM messages that I've received, but unfortunately I'm just too popular and I couldn't sift through them all. It would take me an absolute age. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one, bye-bye.
Orders in a day after a viral video. It was definitely both exciting and overwhelming. I used to stress about fulfillment and shipping labels, but with Shopify, I know I'm getting the best shipping rates available. So if you have the dream to launch your own business in 2026, but don't know where to start with Shopify. It has been the most important tool for my business, and I can't wait to see how it'll help Dream Daily continue to grow in the future. So start your free trial today and make your 2026 goal a reality.
It actually shows the Air Canada passenger jet slamming into the fire truck on the runway while trying to land. 2 pilots killed, dozens of people hurt, and a flight attendant strapped into the jump seat ejected onto the runway. It actually shows the Air Canada passenger.
विक्की एंड रिक्की दो भाई अलग हो गए जब तक माँ थी एक ही नाव थी फिर बट गई दोनों की प्लाई विक्की वुडवर्ड्स चिपका देना। चिपकाने को रिक्की जोड़ना समझने लगा और काम उसके हाथ से सरकने लगा।
ये ऑर्डर भी गया।
क्या विक्की कहीं से गुजर भी जाता तो चीजें जुड़ जाती, दिल करीब आ जाते और नजरें मिल जाती। भाई साहब, अगर रिक्की की बनाई चीजों से सुलह कर लो भाई, गोलियां तक चल जाती। सेरामिक ग्लास हो या हो वुड, विक्की का जोड़ ऑलवेज टू गुड। रिक्की ने तोड़े जितने मटके, लगाए उतने ठुमके। रिक्की हार मानकर
माँ तू ही कुछ कर।
बेवकूफ, मैं मर चुकी हूँ। जा अपने भाई से सुलह कर।
माफ करो भाई, अब है अकल आई।
तू एशियन पेंट्स के एडिसिव्स इस्तेमाल कर विद गारंटी फ्रॉम विकी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर।
अपन का अक्खा लाइफ लैमिनेटेड ऐसा अपन खूब चलेगा।
अभी तो और चलेगा, अभी तो और बनेगा, अभी तो और दिखेगा।
एशियन पेंट्स अल्टीमा प्रोटेक्ट, लैमिनेशन वाला एक्सटीरियर पेंट।
मुझे बोला गया था मिंत्रा का एंड ऑफ रीजन सेल का ऐड है।
पर फारा सेट पे क्या करवा रही है उसका ही रीजन समझ नहीं आ रहा।
बॉस मैं बहुत क्लियर हूँ, जो डायरेक्टर बोलेगा वो सबको करना ही पड़ता है।
सर कल होना होगा क्लाइमैक्स याद आ गया।
ऐसे सो चिपकू।
सेट पे आके मालूम पड़ा मिंत्रा एंड ऑफ रीजन सेल पे लोएस्ट प्राइस गारंटी का ऑफर है। तो
फारा ने क्या बोला?
अरे ऐसा पर इसकी एड बनाने की क्या जरूरत है? लंच ब्रेक।
फारा बस करना यार।
ठीक से काम कर, तुम लोग भी।
चलो नेक्स्ट आना यार, चल।
ये दिलीप का दोस्त सुंदर
BFF।
इसके पापा की दुकान की एड भी शूट करवा ली।
एक्शन।
दिख रहा है सुंदर नारी कम टू सुंदर की साड़ी के पापा की दुकान।
नो साड़ी के पापा की सुंदर दुकान।
फारा नॉट गेटिंग इट। व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन? ये मिंत्रा का ऐड है, सुंदर का ऐड है।
सर मैम ने बोला है इसको और बारी काटने के लिए।
तुझे काट दूं?
नहीं वो बाद में, पहले इसको।
आजाबाद सिंह
मेरी बहन का संगीत है, कोरियोग्राफ कर देंगे।
संगीत
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तो आपने भी साइन किया है ना?
Mintra's end of reason sale. Lowest prices guaranteed on top brands.
More energy, Farah. Go, baby.
There is a right time to do everything, but if you listen to the internet, there is also a right time to stop. Someone will write Bollywood 98, say no to roles for those over 30 who wear swimsuits. Then Jasmine 63 will say marriage over media of the market. Don't treat every okay like it's the red carpet. And then the viral copy of Himanshu 2002 will come. Man, you are a mother now. Focus on the baby. But can I tell you one thing? Every time is the right time to focus on your baby. I do that with a little help from Mintra. It keeps up with me even when the internet comes. Mintra fashion as you like it. Savings on imported moisturizers have halved, so now just $2 on your full face. You bought the expensive foundation that went viral. So this one mouse drop mission is inevitable. Mintra Beauty Glow Up Days saw a price drop. International beauty brands get up to 70% off. Now get a glow up and won't blow your budget.
अगले हफ्ते नाना नानी की गोल्डन जुबली है। फेस पैक लगा के बैठी है, सारी शॉपिंग बाकी है। मार्केट घूम के लेना है लहंगा, लाइनर, हील, पर मैडम देख रही है रील। फिर अंगड़ाई लेकर इसने मिंत्रा पे कर दी सारी शॉपिंग और टाइम पे नहीं आया तो सिर्फ 2 दिन में हो गया डिलीवर पूरे मार्केट का कलेक्शन। सॉर्टेड तो है ये जनरेशन। ट्राई मिंत्रा, गेट 2-day डिलीवरी ऑन बेस्ट ऑफ फैशन। मिंत्रा, इट्स यू 2.0।
Everyone has a trending recommendation.
Have you seen the show? I totally binged it. OMG, how you wore this blue. It's the color of the season. Now that this latte has turmeric, it's terrific.
For what's trending might not be your cup of tea. Thankfully, Mintra shows you only those trends that work for you, so you can skip what's not meant for you. A crisp Chinese.
MRA fashion as you like it.
Every
லவ்ல டவுட் இருக்கதான் செய்யும். யார லவ் பண்றோமோ அவங்க ஜெனுவினா இருப்பாங்களா? எல்லாத்தையும் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன். ஆனா அதுக்கு கிடைச்சது ஏமாற்றம். அதனால 100% ஜெனுவினா இருக்கிறத மட்டும் லவ் பண்ணுங்க. ஃபேக்ஸ் பத்தின கவலையா? மிந்த்ராவை நம்புங்க. 100% ஒரிஜினல் பிராண்ட்ஸ். மிந்த்ரா, இட்ஸ் யூ 2.0. லவ்ல
Can I really do this? Thoda doubtful, thoda clueless. Should I try it? Kya main lose risk?
Go for it.
I can't stop, I won't take it slow. If you never try, you'll never know. Just go for it.
Latest fashion ढूंढने का endless search comes to an end. Use Myntra's easy feature, Shop by Trend.
Search for products, click on the Trends toggle, and shop from 50,000 plus trendy styles. Explore now.
सब कहते हैं
हर स्टोरी पे नया लुक, क्या चले?
कूल बनने के चक्कर में वॉलेट कर दिया खाली।
ये वोक नहीं, ये ब्रोक जनरेशन है।
आई नो ये जनरेशन आपको समझ नहीं आती, पर थैंकफुली मिंत्रा ने हमें क्रैक कर लिया। इस कैमरा फ्रेंडली जनरेशन को दिए पॉकेट फ्रेंडली प्राइसेस, क्योंकि लोग जो भी कहें जवाब हमारे लुक्स देंगे। ट्राई मिंत्रा, स्ले करो, सेटल नहीं। लेटेस्ट
एक सेकंड भैया, ये फोटो कहाँ जाएगी?
हर पुलिस स्टेशन में।
हर पुलिस स्टेशन में? ब्रो ब्रो
Okay, the Huda Beauty highlighter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the MAC blush for sure.
Etude lip tint.
30 minutes में delivery है sir. Lighting यही रहेगी.
हाँ।
But then my cheekbones will look tera.
Just go for bronzer.
Yes, yes. Okay, this one.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
10,000 plus trending products delivering starting 30 minutes. Only on Myntra M now. From basic to wow, super fast with M now.
Video posted on Instagram capturing the moment a small plane clipped a high voltage power pole and crashed in Pacoima. We first told you about this as breaking news yesterday. You can see the plane flying too low before it hit the pole, causing sparks. The aircraft came to a rest upside down in an AutoZone parking lot on San Fernando Road, not far from Whiteman Airport. Witnesses pulled the pilot from the wreckage and first responders rushed him to the hospital in critical condition. He is around 70 years old. Federal investigators are now at the scene. New video posted